Welcome to Wrestling with Snipes. Today we'll be taking a look back at Friday Night SmackDown for January 3rd, 2024, the SmackDown before Raw on Netflix. Friday Night SmackDown begins with the undisputed champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody says, normally I'd ask, what do you want to talk about? But I think I know what everyone wants to talk about tonight. I am not cleared to wrestle because of Kevin Owens, but at the Royal Rumble, myself and Kevin Owens will compete in a ladder match. Then out of nowhere, here comes Drew McIntyre. Drew gets in the ring and he gives Cody a big hug. Yes, I said hug. Oh my. Drew says, don't worry, Cody, I'm not here to hurt you, I'm here to help you. There's a crazy man running around with a replica title like one of these idiot fans calling himself the champion, and your neck is hanging on by a thread. You need someone to watch your back. Then Cody interrupts and says, I do not trust you. Drew steps out on the apron and says, Cody, you need to watch your back. Then out of nowhere, Kevin Owens attacks Cody Rhodes from behind. Refs and security come out to break it up, and in 4 weeks we got a ladder match. And the first contest of the evening is for the United States Championship, as the defending champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, defends against Andrade Idolo. The match begins with Nakamura attacking Andrade, hitting knees up against the ropes. Andrade then hits a hurricanrana followed by a dropkick, knocking Nakamura to the outside. Back in the ring, Nakamura hits a knee from the second rope. Then Nakamura exposes the turnbuckle, ripping off the padding. Then he turns around and he eats a dropkick followed by a running Meteora from Andrade. Andrade goes to the top to hit a moonsault, lands on his feet, then hits a standing moonsault but only gets a 2 count. Then they battle and meet up at the top rope, and out of nowhere Nakamura hits a DDT with Andrade's head hitting the top of the ring post. Never seen that before, oh my. Then Nakamura sets up and hits the Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3. Shinsuke Nakamura retains the United States Championship. And then out comes L.A. Knight. Yeah, Knight runs to the ring and hits a clothesline. Then he rains down some right hands and Nakamura escapes to the outside. LA Knight grabs a mic and he says, you stole my title, and things go crazy. What goes around comes around, and I'm gonna stomp your ass into dust with everybody saying LA Knight. Yeah. The next contest was a one-on-one match with Michin against Piper Niven. Piper catches Michin's foot at the beginning of the match and backs her into the corner with a few body shots. Then Michin hits a hurricanrana and Piper rolls to the outside. Michin jumps out on the apron and hits a running hurricanrana to the outside of the ring. We come back from break and Piper Niven is about to hit a Vader bomb, but Michin gets her foot up. Then Michin hits eat, defeat. 1, 2, 3. Michin picks up the dub. We're back from break and we see Paul Heyman in the ring, and he says, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. I'm here to set the record straight, and on Monday we find out who is the real tribal chief. Roman Reigns and I have been grooming Solo to take over. We've trained Solo to take over, to be the next in line when Roman Reigns walks away. But Solo stole the Eulafala from Roman Reigns' bag. So Monday on Netflix on Raw, there will only be one tribal chief. And it will be the OTC Roman Reigns. Then out comes the new OTC, or the wannabe Solo Sikoa. Heyman says, just so you know, I'm about 10 seconds from pissing my pants. Solo puts his hand out and Heyman then puts the mic in his hand. Solo says, Phoenix, Arizona, acknowledge me. Solo says, you owe CM Punk a favor, right? Let me owe you a favor, Paul. I need someone to hold the Eulafala during tribal combat that I trust, that my family trusts. After the match, you will place the Eulafala around my neck and forever be my wise man, and you and Roman Reigns will finally acknowledge me. And the next contest is a tag team title match with a champions DIY defending against Motor City Machine Guns. seconds. Sabin and Ciampa start off the match with Sabin hitting an arm drag into an armbar. Both members of DIY toss to the outside and Sabin hits a suicide dive through the ropes, taking out the tag champs. We come back from break and we see dueling baseball slides followed by dueling suicide dives from the machine guns. Back in the ring, the machine guns are setting up for the Skull and Bones, and out comes Pretty Deadly. Yes, boy. To distract, then Los Garzas come from behind them and they chase them through the crowd. The machine guns have dueling submissions on the champs. It looks like the champs are about to tap out, but Pretty Deadly get in the ring and are attacked by Garzas. The ref then calls for the bell, waving off the match. Looks like it's a double disqualification, and then DIY lay on the announce table as still the tag team champions. Then in the back we see Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Nia says, "I'm defending my title tonight. Where is Tiffy? She's nowhere to be found." Candice says, "Tiffy is sensitive, and after what you said last week, I think it upset her, but don't worry because I'm here." Nia tells Candice to make sure Bianca Belair stays out of her way. Then in the back we see the Usos walking by and they run into Kevin Owens. Jay says, "You need to watch where you're going, Us." And Owens says, "I think you two need to watch your back." Oh my. The next match was for the WWE Women's Championship as the champion Nia Jax defended against Naomi. Is it gonna be Tiffy time tonight finally? Naomi starts off the match with a drop kick. Naomi rolls to the apron and hits a kick to Jax's head. Naomi then leaps up, but Nia catches her with a headbutt and knocks her to the outside of the ring as we go to break. Back from break and we see Naomi hitting a blockbuster for a 2 count. Naomi puts Jax into some sort of submission and Candice LeRae jumps up on the apron, but Bianca Belair pulls her down and throws her into the barricade. Back in the ring, it looks like Nia Jax is about to hit a body slam on Naomi off the top rope, but Naomi reverses it and both women are down and it's Tiffy time. Stratton runs out with a referee and looks like she's gonna cash in, but then she smokes Naomi with the briefcase. Jax then hits an annihilator. 1, 2, 3. Nia Jax retains the women's championship. After the match, Jax attacks Bianca Belair. Then she goes for an annihilator on Belair, but Tiffy hits her with the briefcase. Stratton then ducks out to the outside of the ring, and Belair gets up and hits Jax with a KOD. Tiffy then pulls Bianca out of the ring and throws her over the announce table and walks up to the ref and says, "I'm cashing in." Tiffy then rolls in the ring and hits the prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3, it's Tiffy time! Tiffany Stratton wins the Women's Championship, cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase. And it is indeed Tiffy time. And then it was time for the main event of the evening. It was a 6-man tag with the new bloodline. Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa against the OG bloodline, consisting of Sami Zayn or Sami Uso and the Usos. A brawl breaks out in the middle of the ring at the beginning of the match with all 6 guys. The OG bloodline dispose of the new bloodline as we go to commercial break. We come back from break and we see Solo swinging at Sami, but he misses and Sami hits a blue thunder bomb. Solo then tags in Tama as Sami tags in Jey Uso at the same time. The Usos kick Tama Tonga. They clothesline Jacob Fatu out of the ring. Then Jey hits a neck breaker on Tama Tonga. Then we see on the outside of the ring Solo tosses Sami into the ring post. Back in the ring, Jey hits a hip thrust on Fatu. Sami and Jey then hit dueling suicide dive to the outside, taking out Solo and Tonga. Jimmy then hits an Uso splash from the top onto Fatu. 1, 2, kick out. Jimmy picks up Fatu, but Fatu then hits a super kick. Then he hits a big splash off the top rope, followed by a moonsault. 1, 2, Sami breaks up the pin. Then we see both Usos super kick Fatu. Then out of nowhere, here comes Drew McIntyre. Jey ducks Solo and hits a suicide dive on Drew, taking him out. Jey then gets back in the ring and he gets hit with a pop-up Samoan drop from Fatu. Fatu then tags in Solo, but Solo gets hit with a super kick from Jey. Jey then spears Fatu and goes to the top rope. He hits the Uso splash, but Jacob Fatu is not legal. Then Solo hits the Samoan spike. 1, 2, 3. The new bloodline pick up the victory, and the new bloodline stand tall to close out SmackDown. It's Tiffy time.